and welcome back to the finale of Dragonstar Varnir's Madness route. Which I know is kind of odd to say because we're in the Holy Cave and we're not in the Star's Womb and we haven't got the big final boss in front of us. We're just kind of strolling through the dungeon and we've only just started. But yeah, as I was saying in the past couple videos, the Madness end kind of just picks a moment and ends. And something that I've talked about for the past couple videos of how the whole last stretch of this game I did all in one session, but my mood consistently dropped throughout the course of the session because of how much I care about these characters and how much hell I'm putting them through. You're going to notice it the most in this video of my dipped mood whilst I was playing it. And I wish I was kidding. When I was watching it back after I did the raw recording and started editing, I was like, oh wow, I really do just bum rush every encounter I go to without trying to put in any strategy. And if it's an encounter we thought of before, I just swerve it entirely. I just don't bother. Whatever gets me through the quickest kind of thing. I was like, oh my, like, sometimes you don't know. Like, immediately, new fight, what's the first thing I do? I immediately go for the Devour. I don't try and show it off, I don't show any of its skills, I don't do anything. I immediately just go for the kill and move on. Because I was done at this point. I was like, I just want to get this done. Because I'm not enjoying putting the characters through this. I know it's just one of the endings and this just something I chose to do because I didn't have to say, oh, I'll do a Madness run at some point. I just did. But here we are nonetheless, and I've got to make the most of it. And also, a little annoyingly, but I didn't care that much. You can see I kind of look at it and go, whatever. Is, despite how much effort I spent grinding out elixirs, some of the weapons in this place are just better. Which is why if you're really committed to trying to grind out elixirs, it might actually be worth waiting till post-game on the true ending, where you can only keep on going up with it because you've got all the base equipment. The only recipe I've yet to get is the ultimate, which the ultimate is, there's an ingredient that Bahamut, a rare enemy in the post-game dungeon, can drop, but it's a rare enemy with a rare drop. But if you get it, and you manage to get it, you can trade it in for Zubra as a quest, and she will give you the ultimate recipe so you can make the ultimate weapon. But even then, it's not as easy as that, because the ultimate recipe also has the chance to be any other weapon in the game when you go to make it. It's only a chance it will give you the ultimate weapon, and it will give you the ultimate scythe, the ultimate mace, things like that. It's only a chance. If you want to get the ultimate weapon plus 10 on every character, like ultimate hammer, ultimate sword, ultimate crossbow, etc., you better hope luck is really on your side. You better really hope luck is on your side. Because it's not just a matter of getting an elixir that's plus 10, which is a rarity. Like it's always a very rare small chance when you do any kind of plus 9 based elixir that it will give you a 10 instead. But then on top of that, it's the fact that it could become any other elixir in the game when you make it, not just the ultimate elixir. I mean, there's still a chance it'll be the ultimate, but they really don't want you to get the ultimate weapons in this game, alright? They really went out of their way to say, like, no, you've got to work for this. To such an extent, I've yet to actually get one myself to tell you if the fantasy weaponry, the DLC set, is better or not. Well, I really hope not, because I think that'd be kind of disappointing. You put a 10 ton of effort into getting the ultimate weapons, and then the DLC stuff is just better. Like, I was kind of glad on my main save. I think it's, look, nowadays, it's either Lapinet or Feria. I've got a weapon that, as a whole, is kind of more preferred than the fantasy stuff. Because even though they don't have the defense boost that the fantasy stuff has, the attack and magic attack boost is so good it can't be ignored. So it's something that I can kind of consider better, and I'm hoping the ultimate set will be a similar deal like that. But so, if I ever do get Earth Peace, I'll let you guys know. I'll probably just bring it up in like a different video, in probably a different project, since we've only got this left really, and tell you what my findings led to. But that being said, if you're watching this and you're newish to this channel, you might be surprised that this is a Saturday upload because I usually don't upload over the weekend. But if you've been with me a long time, this is nothing new. If there's only one video, like one significant video left in a project, by the time it hits the weekend, I will just do the work on the Saturday. I will just commit to the grind. Yes, it means I get a little bit of less of a rest, but I'll make up for that because when the project's done, I'll take a break. which is what I always do after any like project, especially a big one anyway. I take a couple weeks to a month off. And to give an idea of how long this break will be, and I've mentioned it a couple times, but whilst we're on the topic, I might as well, since there's not much else going on in this video until we get to the boss near the end and everything starts kicking off. My intention after this video and one more bonus video showcasing the normal ending of the game is to take a break up until Nocturne's Western release. And that is a definite, regardless of whether Atlas cuck us or not. Like, if Atlas decides to block scenes and so I can't record the game, I will still come back on the day of its release. At least that's my intention. It probably won't be on the day of its release, because I'll be wanting to record footage. Especially if Nocturne is actually available to be entirely recorded. If it is, then I'll go for it. If, say, Atlas make it so only the ending cutscene is blocked, like none of the gameplay, only the ending cutscene, I can work with that, because, newsflash, that was what I had to do with Final Fantasy 15 back when. When I did the finale of that, the ending cutscene and the credits were blocked. So I used different credits and put different music over it, and just edited it in. And it worked out fine then. No one commented on it and seemed to really notice, so I was like, okay, it worked. So I can just do that. It's just if they block gameplay moments, if it's like you can't record the final boss, even that, it will be like, well, what's the point then? Because I can't show my strategies, I can't show how I overcome it. I wouldn't be able to make it my work, and it would just be doomed. Like, if it's only the ending cutscene, or like the credits, because the credits theme, maybe they'll have a problem with that. Which I hope not, because the credits theme is an amazing track. It's my favourite track in Nocturne, next to the final field theme and Reason, the major boss theme. Those three are just like ultimate dynamites of amazing tracks to me. More so Reason, if you get a chance, listen to the Reason boss theme and just enjoy like the prime of Atlas music before they started having songs in it, starting with Persona 3. And that's not me criticizing that the songs that Atlas do nowadays. I love the songs they do. I'm just saying this is the prime of their music before they did songs. Same with the credits theme. It's a beautiful credits piece that isn't a song for an Atlas title, which is wild to think about. Anyone thinks, oh, amazing credits piece, their first thought is immediately a song, regardless of whether it's Persona or not. But no, it's the Shin Megami Tensei series, still to this day actually, because 4 and Apocalypse still had just music, not songs for their credits pieces. But I always assumed that was more because they were on a 3DS, and so maybe just the audio quality wasn't good enough for them to feel happy about it. And the reason why I say that is because I remember Bravely Second's credit song, the last song. Yeah, that's literally just what it's called. And it's like when you hear it on the soundtrack, it's beautiful. You hear it in game, it's still really good, but the audio quality on the voice is kind of off. And so I always just assumed with Shin Megami Tensei, that's why they didn't do songs for their 3DS titles, because the audio quality wouldn't be to the standard they want. And so they just went, nah. So I really wouldn't be surprised if SMT5, when that eventually comes out, unfortunately just only on the Switch. But I say unfortunately, I'm happy for the Switch players, but I'm a firm believer of make it available to as many people as possible. And so I hope it gets ported to other stuff later on. But as it stands, when SMT5 comes out worldwide, I'm really expecting that to have a credit song. Whether it does or not, we'll see, but I'm really expecting it. But that being said, it's been a very long time since we've had a brand spanking new Shin Megami Tensei game to look forward to, so I'm very excited. Even if I won't be able to play it because I don't own a Switch, I'm still excited for it to see what it becomes.
I'll take that.
But I'm going to wrap it up there because we're starting to break into the finale and the ending of the Madness route. Are you okay, Feria? You're out of breath. I'm fine. I'm just tired. We won't be able to turn back so easily once we head in a little further. This is our last chance to head back. We should probably do that, and I'll talk to the others. No, please don't do that. But what's the matter, you two? Why did you stop? You'll fall behind. Sorry, no reason. We got a little wrapped up in our chat, huh, Zeffy? Yeah, we're alright. We'll catch up with you. Are you sure? Okay. Manessa's still out of it. She hasn't smiled once. Meg's not telling Manessa. It's okay, but just promise me something. If something starts happening to you, you need to tell me about it immediately. Okay, I can do that, Zeffy. I know I just covered for her. I'm starting to feel like it wasn't the right thing to do. Uh,
This seems useful.
well, when you're ready on the madness route, touch the save point and prepare for technically the actual final boss, but it's just sort of a mid-boss that they just make you the last thing you do before the ending. We made it to the deepest part. Yeah, it took a long time, but... What? No, there's no way we could fight like this. Manessa immediately giving up. That's not a good sign. We're completely drained. That thing isn't going to go easy on us, is it? Yeah, I hope we can do it this time. Come on, what the hell? Can't you be a little more positive about this? Charlotte's making sense and us complaining. This is so ironic. Is there really a point in doing all this? With attitudes like ours, would any of us really be able to become the Dragon Star? We're so spent. There's Zeffy's face. I think that's the only time you see that face. If he looks just drained. What am I doing? It was some kind of subconscious, but I can't believe I tried to take up that fruit. Wow, I didn't think it would take so long to get here. And he still has the fruit from the madness scenes, the ones that will just kill. Okay, well, you don't have time to complain. Alright, let's beat this thing and keep going. Okay, I've got to do my best. We've come too far to turn back now. Sorry, but you're going to let us pass.
I can't lose here.
There's madness ending specific sprites. Which maybe is why they didn't have a... This is like the only game that doesn't have a character showcase options in the extras. Like, it has CG, and it has the music, and it has the cutscene viewer, but it doesn't have the character model CG. Sort of like what I showed off in the Death End games, where you can go through every single, like, face animation of every character. Which might be just another whole, like, lack of budget thing, they just didn't chuck it in. Or lack of time, but it would have been nice to see. But because of that, I have to kind of show, like, point out the unique faces when they show up. Because you're going to see Zeffy's spent and just exhausted face again before the end of this. And we're going to see a unique one from Manessa in the actual final cutscene. Which I hope isn't too foreboding, but it should be. But anyway, this mid-boss that is the last thing you do before the madness ends is... what you actually fought on the main run. This thing isn't too bad. It will poison you, and it can try and poison on Rose, but that's kind of the only trick it has up its sleeve. It's not that hard hitting, especially if you did the optional fights in the 3rd Star Temple. You can get rid of its miasma breath if you break the limb. It's quite defensive, so be ready for that, I suppose, because it will take a while to take down. But after that, just keep chipping away, and it will cave in. This is literally the final boss of the madness route. We do not go into the Star's Womb. We do not progress any further than this. It will just wrap up after this. Which genuinely caught me by surprise, because as I mentioned, the guide I was following stopped mentioning anything after Corberia, and now I know why. It's because if you follow any other part of the guide with the true or the normal ending, it already talks about the Holy Cave. But it also talks about what goes on beyond it. So with this, they're like, well, if you've done the other endings, you know exactly what you're doing anyway, so we don't need to write about it. But because I didn't check that, and I didn't look behind, I wasn't sure when it was going to end. I just knew it probably wasn't going to go the full distance to the Star's Womb. Or till the very end of the Star's Womb, at least. Maybe we get to the, like, the bit where you would fight Varnir and then turn back or something.
Hang in there. Thank you. Ready?
But I really wasn't sure how it was going to go and when it was going to wrap up. So when after this fight, it starts to wrap up, I was like, oh, okay, we're doing this now? Oh.
Get ready.
Oh, it can also stun as well with its, I think it's its bite attack. It has a chance to cause stuns. Not a high chance, but a chance nonetheless. So just be conscious of that. But I don't know if it's just my luck, but after I break the limb, I never get stunned again. At least I don't think I do. I don't remember getting stunned again, because I remember I was going to bring it up. That I found that odd that it didn't happen. And it's probably more just my luck. But it's worth mentioning, just in case, that there's another reason to break the limb. Because it at least seemed to lower the chance of the paralyzing going through, or the stun. And it can attack a fair number of times as well, if it wants to. Case in point, I'm glad they decided to target Manessa with the Ice Breath and not Charlotta. That should break the limb, right? Yep. And it lost both Miasma and Ice Breath, so it can't exploit Charlotta's weakness anyway, because this AI, I guess, isn't smart enough to do that. And now we just got a wail on it. And so unfortunately this thing is very bulky in health, but can't do that much, so you just got to keep on going until it goes down. It's nowhere near as satisfying as a grand finale as even if it ended on Corberia, like if it literally ended after Corberia, I think that would have been a more satisfying ending than this, like finale than this. But I get that it's not supposed to be, because it's the madness route. It's like, it's going for the most miserable possible run possible. They're not going to then give you a satisfying conclusion. They're going to make it hurt. They're going to make it feel like you shouldn't have.
My turn.
And strip away any, like, final glory you could have got by just pulling you away from it the moment you think you're getting somewhere. Because it's certainly a far cry worse than the actual true final boss, where you got to actually fight Dragonstar Varnir itself to get Bendika to step in and replace it. But as I said, there is another video to come, and it won't be tomorrow because I need a day to rest, man. I need at least one day to myself to just kind of chill out. But I am editing together the last video, the last bonus, and presumably very last Dragonstar based video there will be, which is a depressing thought, but one that I knew was coming eventually. In the same, like, it's been twice now already this year that I've reached the end of a project that I'm actually really depressed about, because I know it's the end of more than just the project. Like with Devil May Cry 5, when that fully wrapped up, that was me knowing it's not only the end of that game, it was the end of the series. And now with this, it's not only the end of the madness route, and then next time, on the next video, the end of every last little thing we've yet to show. It's the end of me showcasing genuinely one of my favorite games out there. Especially from the PS4 generation. It's in my it sits in my top 5 proudly. Despite its flaws and despite its lack of budgets and despite its issues here and there. I adore this game unapologetically, and I hope over the course of both the main playthrough and this madness run, as much as I've complained about some of its problems, how much I adore this game has shone through to some extent, and I've encouraged at least one of you to give this quirky, flawed, but filled with heart game a try. Especially because you can get it for pretty cheap nowadays, because this game is approaching its 2nd anniversary in the West, so it's not like it's the most expensive thing around. You can pick it up for a pretty reasonable price, dirt cheap. It was a budgeted title anyway when it came out, because I remember it was like the full release was £40 and the collector's edition was like 60. And so it was like, when you consider that most normal AAA like games standard price are 60 to 65 pounds in the UK, the fact that its collector's edition was 60, it's like, okay, this is a reasonably priced. It's not like, say, with Death and Request 2, but that was a fully priced AAA title in terms of pricing. Like, that was £50, $60 for the standard, and like an extra 25 for the collectors. And speaking of, as much as I was tempted to, I'm not going to pick up the collector's edition of Neptunia Reverse. So don't expect a collector's unboxing video for that, because it's just, in my opinion, because it's just a remaster of the first game again, I didn't feel it was worth it. I couldn't justify it enough to myself to do that. Like, I've got the day 1 edition, so I'm still getting the odd bit, but I'm not doing an unboxing video of the day 1 edition, because it's just the game and a card. Really, like, it's something more than that. So it's like, I don't mind getting that, but I'm not bothering with the full-on collectors. When a 5th mainline Neptunia game ever happens, that I'll pick up the collector's edition for, and Death End 3 I'll pick up the collector's edition for. That's just kind of written in stone at this point. It's not happening. It's definitely going to be happening. But at the same time, because I didn't pick up the day 1, as I said, I didn't pick up the collectors, I got the day 1, it gives me more freedom to get other stuff. Like, you might have seen, like, I did a one-off video, I picked up Nier Automata. I know, like, Replicant's a newer one, but I never really gave Automata its fair share. I had it physically about 3 odd years ago, and I just couldn't stride with it. I was doing a lot of other stuff at the time, not just with recording, but just the stuff I was playing, and I just couldn't get into the swing of it, and I just put it down, and eventually I sold it. Because I was like, you know what, I don't think I'm ever going to get back and playing it. But after dabbling in Drakengard a bit more, and getting a bit more, I guess, older and a bit more appreciative of different styles, and it not just being an action game, I wanted to give it a second shot, and so it was on sale for dirt cheap, the Game of the Euro edition, and I just nabbed it, and so far I'm actually enjoying it a hell of a lot more. If anything, I'm kind of glad I took those years away from it, and then came back to it, because it's given me a better appreciation of what it was and what it was trying to do, compared to when I first played it at like 18 or 19 years old. I say that like I'm some kind of wise old man now, but that's not what I mean. I just mean I'm a bit more mature and can see
I'll do my best.
behind the lines of what they were trying to do instead of it just being an action game.
Are you okay?
Because Yoko Taro always likes to have more to the bigger picture than just what meets the eye, and I think that is part of his charm, genuinely. And that is something I have always felt since I was young. It's just I've never appreciated it on a more direct level like this. But that being said, it's time for the ending. Did we win? Although we're pretty beat up, I think we did it. Is everyone okay? That really messed everyone up. You haven't been eating dragon meat either, so... Hey, Lapo, Oh, this isn't good. Huh? Lapinette, what's wrong? I'm sorry, I injured my foot. No, this is bad. It looks broken. Yes, I believe it is. I'm so sorry. I don't want to be a burden. And if someone can give me a hand, I can keep going. Leave it to me. I think this is it, everyone. We're going home. Huh? Why do we need to do that? Because we still need to meet Varnir. We still need to see if any of you are candidates. There's still such a long road ahead. And despite any of that, as the incarnation of Varnir, I don't think I can vouch for any of you at this point. Sorry to say, but we're just going to head back. You got that? Okay. I guess there's nothing we can do. Doesn't argue it at all. Wait a minute, we've come so far, and we've already done so much. Zephy, look around. Do you think any of us can keep going? Just look at us. She has a point. Lapinette's not the only one who's injured either. Varia seems like she got hurt pretty bad too. Looking at it now, I don't think we'd be able to reach the Star's Womb safely. Sorry, I lost my cool. I couldn't think straight. I'm so sorry. Lapinette, it's not your fault. I don't want you to feel bad, okay? Okay. I think we're on the same page now. Okay, get up. We're going home. Alright, I think our priority right now is to rest and gather our strength. Somehow we made it back. Is your foot okay, Lapinette? Yeah, it is. Thank you, Karikaro. Feria, are you doing okay? Feria? Feria, what's the matter? Sorry, it's nothing. Don't do that. Come on, get up. Can you move? Hey, is that blood? Sorry, I'm so sorry. Are you injured somewhere other than your foot? Where? Your stomach, show me. What? Why were you hiding this big of an injury from us? I thought I could heal myself with magic. I used too much power and, well, depleting your magic must have exasperated your already serious wounds. Damn it, her wounds are completely open. No, Feria, please, don't die. Calm down, Manessa. Now is not the time to panic. Feria, please, are you okay? She's full on panicking. With a wound this bad, I'm not sure magic would be able to help. We need to hurry and stop the bleeding right away. Karikari, can you please go on ahead with Manessa and Feria? Huh? Sure, but what are you going to do? Charlotta and I will follow you, but I'm going to be carrying Lapinette. We need to make sure Feria gets back right away. Good call. And if we run into any dragons, having two people defending one injured person should be enough. We won't have to worry about Manessa and Karikaro fighting together. Zephy, I'm so sorry. I promised that I would tell you before it got too bad. Just focus on getting back to the den and resting, okay? Okay. Let's go. Lapinette, can you get on my back? Okay. I'm so sorry for the trouble. Thank you. It's okay. If a dragon appears, Charlotta will be here to help fight. Nothing to worry about. Well, fine. I guess you can depend on me for that. But let's try and move quietly so we don't have to fight that much. Okay, we're only a little ways away from the den. I don't think it'll be that easy. What? Well, there you are. I'm glad I could catch up. That voice! You... What's Bendika doing here? Oh, so you're the one who destroyed the rock that was blocking the cave, right? Precisely. I spent all that energy trying to get there before you all that I never imagined you'd never actually arrive. Of all the people to run into, we just had to run into an enemy as powerful as her. Is it just you then? I thought your group was a little bigger than this. You don't need to worry about that. The others are back at the den taking care of our little sister. Oh, is that so? Are you sure one of them hasn't gone mad already? Oh, that reaction. Bit of a sore spots, huh? Is it really okay for you to leave such a precious little sister with them? What if they go mad? What will they do? The den will go up in flames. Imagine what you want. We have nothing to say to you. How unfortunate. Let's cut your idle chatter here. You can deal with me if you want. No, I'll refrain, actually. I wanted to fight you, but I think fighting you now would be far too boring. I think this will get much more interesting if I allow you to stay alive. What did you say? I can't say I liked that, but I'm glad she walked away. Yeah, me too. Fighting her now would have been way too hard, to be honest. I just want to make sure Lapinette gets her rest, so, Lapinette? Manessa hasn't gone mad. She's fine. She's completely fine. I mean, the scene I saw, Varia wasn't there. It'll be okay. She hasn't gone mad. Hey, what's the matter, Lapinette? It'll be okay. We'll be okay. Zephy, Lapinette's consciousness, it's fading. We need to get her back to the den right away. Okay. Why won't this dreadful feeling go away? Please, I just want everything to be okay. It's just gonna get worse. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. But what if it isn't? Lapinette's starting to act really weird. I don't know if her consciousness is fading, though. Maybe that means it's... Zephy, please hurry! Lapinette, did you have a premonition? You saw something, didn't you? That's gotta be it. You need to tell us. We need to know what you saw so we can deal with it if it comes true. I saw something, but I think it's a mistake. I'm afraid if I vocalize it, it'll come true. What did you see? I saw Manessa. She strangled Karikaro to death. What? But even if it was to ever happen, I know it wouldn't be today. How could you know that? Because if Manessa was going mad, then Feria would have stopped her. I didn't see Feria at all in my vision. So I'm sure it would happen at a time when Manessa and Feria weren't together. What do you think, Zephy? It's hard to believe that Manessa would leave Feria, her little sister she loves so dearly, to go after Karikaro. She would do everything in her power to make sure Feria was safe and sound. Right. Oh, that's a relief to hear. But am I worried about Feria? So the sooner we get there, the better. It's a little longer, Lapinette. Okay. Feria and Manessa, not together? But what if Feria was already gone? Charlotta, what did you say? Hey, come on. If we're going to slow down, I'm going to go without you. Oh, right. Wait for me. And now it's time for the voiced part of it, so I'll see you at the credits.
We're home.
Huh? It smells like rust.
There's blood.
The trail leads to the back room.
That's Faria's room. They must be done treating her by now. Let's go check on her. What the hell?
Was that Karikaro? She's in Faria's room.
What's going on?
Karikaro, are you okay?
Manessa's choking her?
Manessa, what are you doing? Get off her! Lampinette, stop her!
Faria. Faria's.
Were we too late? Did Manessa go mad?
Damn it, let go, Manessa! What the hell were you thinking? What are you gonna do without Karikaro?
Don't get in the way. This time, I need to be the one to relieve her burden.
Stop it! Charlotta, what are you doing? Help!
It's pointless, Zephy. We're too late.
What? No, that can't be! Karikaro, no! Why?
Congratulations, Karikaro. There's nothing for you to be afraid of anymore. It's all gone now. You're free, Karikaro.
Manessa's a lost cause. She won't ever return to her normal state.
Vanessa, please. Just please. Stop.
Lapinette, don't go near her! She's dangerous.
Listen to Zephy. Manessa is no longer sane. Stay back. The only one able to become the Dragon Star now is you.
Me?
That's right. You're our last hope. I can't afford to lose you.
Manessa, brace yourself.
Charlotta!
I can't stop her. There's no other way. Manessa doesn't need my protection anymore. But Lapinette does.
Stop! You can't use fire. It'll scare Manessa. Please, Charlotta, stop!
Let go of me. Go away.
Lapinette, watch out! Lapinette? Lapinette! Did you hit your head? Are you okay?
Sorry. I forgot she hurt her foot. Is she all right?
She's unconscious, but I think she'll be okay.
Okay. Zephy, it's time to go. Take Lapinette.
Got it. Okay, let's hurry up and get out of here. What is it?
Sorry, but I'm not coming. I used too much power to get here, and I'm just so freaking tired.
Charlotta, what are you saying? This is not the time to give up.
I'm leaving, and I'm taking Manessa. Swear to me you'll protect Lapinette with your life. As long as she's alive, we still have hope.
Charlotta! Damn it! Okay, we need to leave. Hey, Lapinette! Lapinette, wake up!
She's not waking up. Her head's bleeding. I shouldn't move her too much, but we need to go. I'll carry her.
Zephy, are you there?
Oh, I'm so glad you're awake. Let's get out of here.
I'm sorry, but I can't.
I know you don't want to leave Manessa, but we don't have a choice.
No, that's not it. My eyes. I can't see. It's dark, Zephy.
What? No, 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 no! Hang in there, Lapinette!
Zephy. I'm really sorry, but I can finally be at peace. I don't have to see anyone die anymore.
Lapinette!
I'm glad I didn't throw this fruit away. The flames still scare you, right? Well, you won't have to see them anymore. I'm the last one. I don't want to live. Not anymore. What is this? Is the dragon trying to get out?
I will not lose! I may have lost everything, but I will not lose to the stupid curse! Yeah!
Where did it all go wrong? If only we could do this all over.
And then it just ends. That's it. That's your madness fruit. You have to forgive me if I stumble on my words a lot. I hate it. There's nothing. This is me as a nutshell. This is me in my purest form that you're hearing now, in the sense of what I've been getting at for the past few videos. I am ridiculously, stupendously empathetic, sympathetic, and caring towards fictional characters if I like them. And I love this cast of characters. Charlotta, I think, is one of my favourite characters, full stop. I adore that character, I adore this cast. I always want to just see them succeed and whatnot. And so the madness ending being as what it is just heart-wrenching to me. It genuinely like brought a tear to my eye the first time I saw it, because it just hurt. Like, it's just but in fact, we're not going to be wrapping up the very last Dragonstar video we ever do on this miserable of a note. As I've said before, I will be showcasing the normal route, which is only going to be one video because it's only really the ending that changes, in another video, which won't be tomorrow. It'll probably be on Monday or Tuesday, depending on how much the editing I get done over the weekend. But that's it for the madness route. If you decide to watch through it, now you know why you don't go for the madness route. But I do appreciate the game's not so subtle way of having Zephy's last line being, if only we could change things. Like, hint, hint, if only you did something different, get player. If only you didn't allow this to happen. And, like, the biggest thing that was heart-wrenching to me, was actually Manessa. Like, Karikaro getting choked out to death was, like, one thing, because it was already getting foreshadowed with the red marks on her neck that Manessa had been having wavering moments and was attacking her in the night. Feria, it wasn't clear on, but I assume she bled out. I assume that injury that she had was far too severe, and she just didn't survive, and that was the tipping point for Manessa. That was the ultimate stretch that became too much, and it just sent her over. But Charlotta burning herself out and fading, Lapinette hitting her head too hard and blinding herself, like, I don't know what it was that took her, because I got the impression that she was just blinded, and that kind of ended hope. But then they said, oh, but I can finally be at peace. I was like, oh, so she's dying then? Okay. That's miserable. But Manessa's was the one that made me shed a tear, because that was miserable. The fact that, like, in her craziness, she was still scared of fire. And that's why she just started laughing maniacally and doing nothing else, because despite completely losing her mind, her embedded post-traumatic stress of fear of fire was still kicked in full force through the craziness. And so it was a mercy killing to have her eat the fruit and her just collapse, surrounded by the den on fire, burning to the ground because of Charlotta desperately trying to stop Manessa. But that being said, thank you so much for watching. And we will cover the happier side of things with the neutral ending next time. But until then, take care, guys. Peace.